Hello there guys and welcome back into yet another one with us, the Review Bros. Joined by myself today, it's just Aaron on a new pre-workout review, of course, by the name of Miami Nights. And that was kindly sent down to us by the guys at Retro Muscle. What I will say is straight off the bat, I really like this marketing style. You know, it's unique. I haven't seen it done similarly before. It looks nice. It looks pretty. It looks solid. It does look really nice from the outside container point. But you know the drill, guys, as we go through those usuals, the taste, price, label and effects. The design of the tub doesn't come into it, but I just thought I'd mention it. I do like that. So, without any further ado, guys, please do subscribe to the channel for more honest reviews. Lots of them coming soon, and it does help us grow. So yeah, let's get into this one though. We've got Miami Nights coming at ya. Okay, so the first segment is, of course, the taste and the mixability. We start off with this one because it probably is the least important. It actually comes in a bunch of flavours, this product, which is always a thumbs up. Do you know why? It gives you a good choice and a good chance that you'll be able to pick something that you like. I'm going to flash the other flavours down below because I'm not going to memorise them all. But the one we have for the sake of this review is indeed the Orange Sunset, as you can see there. So they gave us a choice of flavours, but to be honest with you, we was quite, drawn between them all. So we said, send down whatever you want, really. So we went with this one. So I can tell you it is a 30 or 60 servings, of course, container. We're looking at 1 scoop for 8 grams, 2 scoop for 16 grams. So I'm going to put in the 16. So a dead flat one, I can tell you guys, is 9. But it is one of those, one of those awkward ones. So there we are with the 16. So it's one of those ones, we've always hated them because you never tell, is it supposed to be flat, is it supposed to be heaped? I guess that's the same with all scoops, though, really, isn't it? So, into years, and it smells very nice from the air. Orange Sunset is about to go down the hatch. Hoping for good stuff. There we go, guys. Not a lot of froth in there at all. Mixability looks pretty solid, to be fair. A couple of whiteys down the bottom. Nothing we're not used to seeing here at all. So yeah, a relatively good start on that front. Let's do it. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. It reminds me heavily of something, and that's not very helpful, is it? Something more like a dextrose tablet or a multivitamin, one of those dissolvable in water ones in orange flavour, obviously. It's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. What would I give it honestly out of 10? Being with an open mind, I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's absolutely doable. You guys are going to neck this pre-workout and you're going to get on down to the gym. So it's a good start. 7.5. You're not going to complain. Let's get into the price of this one. So into the price point. So we're into the price point of this one. Now it is a UK company, so much easier to get it here if you're living here. What I'll say, you'll head on over to the official Retro Muscle website. Bear in mind, it is one of those ones that has a pop-up, you subscribe, put your email address and you get 10% off. But obviously we go by the price we would get if we was coming to it right now. So it's $35.99 for a container of this stuff without any discount codes applied to it at all. You get 30 servings from it. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it is one of those 30 or 60 serves. But for the sake of, complete transparency, we're going with the 30 servings because I think most of us will do that. Don't get me wrong, some of you won't. And you know what? For those of you who won't, you're getting an even better deal than this. So, always good, isn't it? I can tell you, when you do the math on that 30 servings, it comes out at £1.20 per go. We have a consistent pricing scale here at Review Bros. We're a 5 out of 10 is absolutely bang average for a pre-workout price by today's standards. We've not too long ago upgraded it to be more in line with the average. Obviously, price increases across the world, inflation, blah, blah, you know, all the rest of it. This one comes in nicely at a 7.5 out of 10. So it is actually a considerable amount cheaper than an average pre-workout. Now, what are we getting for that money as we move into the label and then primarily effects? Are we getting a bargain here? It's label time. What is this one packing for that money you're spending? Let's find out. So, as I mentioned, 2 scoops is the dosage we're going to be looking at in this label section. 16 grams, and you'll get 30 servings per container. So we start off at the top with the Pump and Performance blend. We've got straight away 6 grams of citrulline to malate, which is a good dose. We're hoping that's a 2-to-1 ratio, so then we're still getting 4 grams of pure citrulline for nitric oxide production and pumps in the gym. We've got beta-alanine at the clinical dose, 3.2 grams for the paresthesia type feel, the itchy, tingly feeling as the pre-workout kicks in. And once you've taken it for a long enough period of time, it will also help with endurance in the gym. We've got betaine anhydrous at a lower dose here, 1,200 milligrams. Obviously, we look between 2 to 2,500 in all honesty, but we're still going to hope for some effects from it. It's a jack of all trade ingredient. Endurance, athletic performance, pumps. It's even been shown to have some cognitive benefits to it. We've got taurine at a good dose, a gram for hydration, electrolyte balance. Therefore, it will help with pumps and in athletic performance as well. Bit of everything from that one. We've got L-norvaline up next, 100 milligrams. Again, another way of inducing vascularity, vasodilation, blood flow, and ultimately the pump. It'll work well with the L-citrulline at the start there. Then we move into the funny, the fun bit, the stim and energy matrix. So we start off with Peak O2, which I would argue wouldn't be in that part. I mean, you could argue it's in there for endurance. What I will have to say is 400 milligrams is a low dose. We do look for a gram to realistically 2 grams of it to really have its most important benefit. But we're going to hope for some endurance-based things there, helping up with oxygen uptake within the body. Then we've got caffeine anhydrous at a healthy amount, 350 milligrams, about 3.5 cups worth of coffee of energy stimulation there to really get you in the zone. We've got citrus aurantium at a big dose, 300 milligrams. Now that's going to help with fat metabolization, and in doing so, we'll utilize those fat cells for an energy source immediately. We're going to hope for that. We've got choline bitartrate, which is the worst form of choline, I will have to say. Alpha GPC is the better one, but actually, as you can see, looking down the label, we're coming to that one. Only 250 milligrams, at least a gram is needed, at least 1,000 milligrams in all honesty. We've got Juglans Regia, here we go, 200 milligrams. Now that is the ingredient in this label for me that is a make it or break it ingredient. It can range in terms of effects. It's based purely on the real world results as to whether that's going to be a good source, a bad source. For us, it's ranged from feeling absolutely nothing to feeling like DMHA highs, floaty euphoria, power, stimulation. We're hoping for that end of things. We've got Teocrine up next, 100 milligrams. Now that's quite similar to Dynamine in terms of it amplifying caffeine stimulation, longer lasting stimulation at that. We're going to hope for no crash at the end of this pre-workout. And we've got a good dose of Hordenine, 100 milligrams. Again, in there for more for fat metabolization, but it's also been shown to help with serotonin and dopamine levels from the brain. So hopefully, get you in a good, happy mood. Then we move on to the mental focus, which is where probably the choline should have been. You know, some of these ingredients, they slip and slide in between these brackets of different performance blends. And what I'll say is L-tyrosine, the amino acid, starts off with a gram, which is good for focus, clarity, concentration, coordination, getting you in the zone. And then, as I mentioned, alpha GPC yielding 50% at 400 milligrams for a focus power benefit. We do like it. And then we've got an absorption and application blend with the black pepper at 10 milligrams. So absorption, getting this into the system, which we've always said very important with pre-workouts because you've only got 30 minutes to do so. So all in all, a solid label. You know, there are a couple of things that are underdosed in here. There are a couple of things we're hoping come together in the real world, i.e. the Juglans Regia. But yeah, I'm excited to see how it actually does come together. Now we're going to move into that bit. It is the effects time. Let's do it. Okay, so that moves into the effects of this product, Miami Nights, by the guys at Retro Muscle. We've got them to thank for sending it on down. We've also got their Palm Beach pumps to get reviewed for you guys in the future review. And what I'll say though, however, even though they've sent it, we're going to stay 100% honest through this section. Looking at the typical things we look for from a pre-workout: the energy, the focus, and the pumps. So how does it come together in reality? Well, I'm going to start off actually with the beta-alanine in here. So it comes into a respectable degree. You know, you definitely feel it in there. It is in there at the clinical 3.2 with the 2 scoops. You do feel that itchy, tingly feeling to what I'd say a 7 out of 10 on the itchy tingle scale. You know, it comes in quite nicely. Now, I want to talk about the weakest element of the pre-workout first, and that for myself would have been the pumps. They were okay. They weren't special, they weren't amazing, they weren't nasty. They were okay to good. You know, you definitely got a decent pump on from this stuff. It's not primarily designed around the pump elements for this product, but what I'll say is it came together okay. Now the focus for me, probably in line with that energy point. They were good as well. They were good to the better part of good. What I have to be honest and say is it wasn't standout for myself, this pre-workout, but you do get a sense of well-being, I want to say, on this product. You feel good on it. It's nice. It's not over the top. There's no negatives with this product. There's no nausea, sickness, digestive problems. There's no crash at the end of your training. There's none of those negatives that can come around with pre-workout. And I was happy to eat a meal straight after training, so it doesn't affect you from a mood suppression point of view, an appetite suppression point of view. So it's solid from that aspect. It doesn't come together as well as it could have done, and what I'll mean by that is a lot of you guys are going to be asking the question around that Juglans Regia extract. Is it DMHA, or does it even feel anything reminiscent of the stronger, potent sources of Juglans Regia? I would say no. I would say you can feel something there, and that gives you that general buzz, that general sense of well-being, happiness. It kind of puts you in a nice talkative state, this pre-workout, but it's definitely not a strong pre-workout. And if you was to just, I'm not even suggesting that they're trying to even tell us this, but some people will ask this question: 200 DMHA or Juglans Regia, does it feel like that? No way, Jose. It's just a nice general feeling pre-workout. It would be suitable for a beginner or an intermediate user. I would say that advanced users, stim junkies, it wouldn't quite cut it. So all in all, it's a good pre-workout. The key word for me here is good. It doesn't unfortunately fall into the realms of great. It definitely doesn't fall into the realms of amazing or breathtaking or special, but it's solid. And what I have to say is it is good for the price point as well. Obviously at that price point, I would definitely recommend giving this product a shot. It's just not a standout pre-workout in terms of that. But of course, with those standout amazing pre-workouts, you are paying big prices. So I do think that falls in line with where it's priced. I think it's a solid product, and I do think it's worth checking out. For me, pumps 7, energy, focus 7.5 out of 10. So there we are. I think I'd give it overall between a 7 and a 7.5 out of 10 on today's review of Miami Nights. I want to thank you guys for checking in. If you've tried it, let us know your thoughts and feelings in the comments below. Like I say, well worth trying this product out if you're lucky enough to get your hands on it. Appreciate you guys watching along at home. And as always, of course, stay stimmed. Cheers for watching.